One of the highlights of the spring in the Zirkind home is when this robin returns to our backyard to build her nest on top of the gutter above our kitchen window. She does it every year. She gathers the sticks. She builds it very slowly. Eventually, she'll roost and lay her eggs. Her children will be born. They'll fly off for the season, and the nest will be washed away in the winter. It's really amazing for us to watch this process develop and also to appreciate that she returns every season, every spring, to the very same place to build another home, to start from scratch and build her family anew. And I think about this as a metaphor in Chodesh Aviv during the springtime, especially on Parshat Shmini, the first Shabbos usually after Pesach, in which we celebrate the inauguration of the Mishkan in the Midbar. To a certain extent, the Mishkan was only temporary. It was constructed and deconstructed time and again. But that was not a reason to underappreciate the significance of the moment in which it was first completed. The Torah celebrates, led by Moshe and Aaron, the incredible accomplishment of building the Mishkan, even though the Jewish people would construct it and deconstruct it time and again until they were settled and built a Beis Hamikdash in the land of Israel in Yerushalayim. The fundamental difference between the Mishkan and the Mikdash is that the Mikdash was intended to be as permanent as possible in one fixed location. The Mishkan was designed to be constructed and deconstructed over and over again. One might say that the Kedusha of the Mikdash emerges from its permanence in its fixed location. But in the inverse, the Kedusha of the Mishkan is a product of its mobility. Because the Mishkan was meant to be in each place for a short time, it allowed the Jewish people to celebrate each step along the way, to build and to rebuild, to construct, deconstruct, and reconstruct over and over again to create these special moments along the way. One of the mistakes that we make in life is that we invest very heavily in the things that we think are most permanent, even though very few things in life actually are. The things we have for only short times, the experiences that only last a minute, the relationships that will end before we know it, we don't value as much because how long will it last anyway? The lesson of the Kedusha of the Mishkan is that we have to treasure these small moments even though they are only temporary. Even though they'll only last for a short amount of time, there is Kedusha, there is opportunity, there is sanctity in those little moments that we're not supposed to let slip by. So as we celebrate the Chodesh Aviv and we take advantage of the incredible weather and the blue skies and the birds chirping and the trees beginning to blossom, let's think about some temporary experiences that we could add to our resume this spring. Building a relationship with someone who you may not know for a very long time. Reading a book, even though you may not finish the whole series. Attending an event, even though you may not go back for another opportunity in the future. Taking advantage of some of the quirks of this year to do something this year that you may not do another year. It's okay to do things once or twice for a short amount of time and celebrate them and benefit from them. And for all we know, we may circle back to those things again in the future and realize how lucky we are to have done them in the past. I want to wish everybody a Shabbat Shalom. Those who are returning from vacation, we look forward to seeing you back at the shul this weekend. Chodesh Aviv Sameach, enjoy the beautiful weather, and we look forward to seeing you back at the RJC very soon.